Hello, my name is Father James Kelleher, and I'm a priest in the Society of Our Lady of the Most Holy Trinity, and I'm the founder and director of Eucharistic Family Rosary Crusade. I do Rosary Crusades all over the United States, England, Ireland, and even in Central America. Today I'd like to do part 2 of Saint Maximilian Kolbe. In part 1, we basically went through the biographical story of his life, showing how he was totally surrendered and dedicated to Jesus through Mary, the Immaculate One. And so I'd like to explore a little bit deeper his relationship with Mary Immaculate and how he used the Miraculous Medal as a powerful tool of evangelization in his ministry. And I'd like to teach you how to also use the Miraculous Medal and become an evangelizer in the Lord's vineyard. So Kolbe understood that because Mary was immaculate conceived in the womb of her mother, that she was perfectly united with God from the moment of her conception. And she's the perfect intercessor. But what does that mean? That means whenever she prays perfectly according to the will of God. So when you and I pray the rosary and say, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death, she's praying with us perfectly to God for what we're asking her to pray for. This is why when you pray the rosary, you receive so many graces and blessings. Graces of protection for your family, graces of healing to reunite your family when there's a breakdown, and even miracles of healing when your body breaks down. So the rosary is a very powerful tool, and Kolbe prayed the rosary daily during his life. But I want to zero in a little bit on this Miraculous Medal. So I'm going to reach into my pocket here and pull one out. So this is the Miraculous Medal. Let's study this medal for a minute. If you had one of these medals in your hand and you looked at the feet of the Virgin Mary, you could read a date there, which is 1830. Well, what happened in 1830? The Virgin Mary appeared to a 24-year-old nun in Paris, France, named Saint Catherine Labouré. What did the Virgin Mary say to Saint Catherine? She said, have a medal made that looks like this, and those who wear it with faith will receive many graces. Well, of course, Saint Catherine obeyed the Virgin and had the medal made. Well, what happened in Paris? Many people there began wearing this medal with faith, and they asked the Virgin Mary to pray with them directly to Jesus. There were so many miracles and conversions in Paris that the people gave this medal a nickname. What do you think they nicknamed it? They actually nicknamed it the Miraculous Medal. Well, what is the actual title of this medal? To discover the actual title of this medal, we have to look around the outside of the medal where there's a prayer, and the prayer says, O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us who have recourse to thee. So that prayer is an affirmation of Mary's Immaculate Conception. And Kolbe totally understood that. And you see, when Mary appeared to St. Catherine, she said, those who wear this medal with faith will receive many graces. Well, when Kolbe was a seminarian, as I mentioned in the first video, he heard the story of the miraculous conversion of Alphonse Ratisbonne, an agnostic Jewish banker who was very wealthy living in Paris in 1842. Alphonse was engaged to be married to a very beautiful woman at Paris, but before his wedding, he went down to Italy to visit his Roman friend, the Count, who was Catholic. Alphonse, when he got to the Count's home, he made fun of the Count's religious art, and so the Count made a bet with Alphonse. He said, Alphonse, you wear this medal for 1 week, and if nothing happens to you, you win the experiment. If something does happen to you, I win. Alphonse took the medal and wore it for a week, and the Count told him he also had to say the Memorare 1 time a day. When Alphonse got back to his hotel that night, he was about to fall asleep, and he remembered, I got to say that prayer. So he took the little sheet of paper and started saying, remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was it known. He said that prayer, the Memorare. The next day he woke up, the Memorare was repeating over and over in his mind. He couldn't stop it. Well, he began going out into the city, and eventually he found the Count. And so the Count said, come with me, Alphonse. I have to make preparations for the funeral of my friend. So while the Count was in talking to the parish priest, Alphonse was looking around in this chapel near the Spanish Steps when suddenly great rays of light came from the ceiling and forced him to the ground. And so when the Count came back into the chapel, Alphonse was kneeling there on the ground, crying. And the Count came up and he said, Alphonse, what's going on here? And Alphonse said, take me to a Catholic priest. And the Count said, what are you talking about? And Alphonse said, take me to a priest and take me now. So the Count took him down the road to the Jesuit church, the Jesu. There the Jesuit asked him, what could he do to help? And Alphonse says, I want to be baptized, and I want to be baptized right now. So the Jesuit turned to the Count and said, has he had his baptismal instructions? And the Count said, no, he's an agnostic Jew and he's had no instructions. Alphonse said, well, I know my faith, and you just asked me. So the Jesuit asked him every question he could think of, and Alphonse got him all right. The Jesuit says, what's going on here? And Alphonse said, the Virgin Mary appeared to me and she taught me everything. And she also showed me where I was going if I didn't change my life. That incredible story of conversion launched Kolbe on an amazing path of evangelization. As a seminarian, he formed the Knights of the Immaculate, which became a worldwide movement. Membership in the Knights of the Immaculate is very simple. You wear the Miraculous Medal, you make a consecration to Mary according to the formula of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, and then you agree to evangelize in your sphere of influence as much as you can, meaning you help your family members and friends and strangers come to the knowledge of Jesus Christ by giving them the Miraculous Medal and praying for them. So, what does this have to do with your life? Well, I give away hundreds of Miraculous Medals a year, and people come back to me even a year later, and they'll tell me stories of miracles, of people being healed on their deathbed. And so, whether I'm traveling on an airplane, whether I'm speaking to a large group of people or a small group of people, I always have a bunch of Miraculous Medals with me. And I just give them to people and sort of tell them the story of the medal the way I did today. So I want to invite you to become a distributor of the medal. How can you do this? Well, you type into Google, Miraculous Medal Shrine, Perryville, Missouri. You go on that website, and you can buy this silver Miraculous Medal you can get 100 of them for $7. That's 7 cents a piece. Well, once you buy some of these medals and you begin to give them to people, you're going to see amazing things happen in your life and in the lives of those you share this medal with. So, pray the rosary daily, pray the rosary every day, and always carry at least 5 or 10 medals in your pocket or your purse, because you never know who the Virgin Mary and Jesus are going to send to you next to be the instrument they use in evangelizing that person. Ave Maria.